So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Many of you would have had quite a few conversations with me, either from exhibiting last year at Arab Health or perhaps at our other events. But those of you who haven't seen me or spoken to me before, I am Michelle Michelucci, and I'm the head of international events at ABHI. Arab Health is one of the events that I lead on. So this session today will be recorded. It will be available on the ABHI website on the Arab Health page before the end of the day. So don't worry about scribbling any notes. You can replay any elements of this webinar so that you can go over it again. It's going to be quite technical, so there probably will be a need to go back over it when you start to do some of the elements that you need to do. But sure enough, you're going to be very ready for the show by the time we have finished this webinar. Just some housekeeping. Please, can you mute your microphone, your phone or your computer? Also, if you have any questions, please use the chat function to put those in. Lottie will make me aware of any questions that come up at the time. I do have a bit of a long stint at the beginning because there's quite a few items to go through, but as I said, some of it is quite technical and functional. So if you've got a question, ask at the time and I can address it straight away. Otherwise, there will be a Q&A at the end, so please feel free to come up with any questions at the end that you think is something that perhaps hasn't been discussed that you would like some answers on. As I said, it will be recorded, and in fact, it will be on the Arab Health page of our website for you to be able to view, and your colleagues to view as well if they haven't been available to see it today. So, for those of you who are not aware, Arab Health isn't the only event that we do. We also lead on other trade shows as well. We do CMEF in China in May. We do Global Health Exhibition in Saudi, which is in October. This is an event that, in actual fact, we are the exclusive UK agent. So if you're interested in the Saudi market and you would like to attend the show, we're partnering with DIT at this show. In fact, we actually partner with DIT at all of the shows that we run. But if you're interested in that particular event, please let me know. And we also do Medica in Germany in November. We'll be discussing all of the shows when I'm on site as well. I'll be coming around to see you all on your stands, and we'll be discussing Rebook as well. So please point out anything that you're interested in that you would like to go into more detail on. I'd be more than happy to go through all of those with you. So the agenda today, as you can see, is quite a long list. I hope to keep you all captivated throughout all of it. But there are quite a few phone calls and emails coming through regarding badges and the online platform. So it's much better to kind of go through all of this with you all together. And also this year is a little bit different in regards to Informa have made accessing the online platform and the Arab Health app a mandatory requirement for you to be able to get your badge. So rather than have any sort of panics as we approach the show or trying to access the halls when you arrive, let's go through all of it now so that you know exactly what to do. So we're going to be discussing today the floor plan for the entire show for those of you who haven't attended the show before. We're also going to be looking at the pavilion, Arab Health Pavilion, the UK pavilion at the show. Our joint stand with DIT, the stand orientation so that you understand exactly what facilities are available and how you can get the most out of being part of the pavilion. We're looking at the shell scheme stands. Sometimes we find that the person who is involved in the logistics or the planning of the stand isn't necessarily the person who is there at the show. So it's good just to get a little bit of an orientation to see what that would look like, and you can get an expectation of what to find. We have our pods as well. We also will talk about build-up, when you are permitted access, things to watch out for, how to check your stand and so forth. We're also registering your badge, registering your team, about the app, about the online platform, the marketing and promotional tools that we've made available for Arab Health for you to get the most out of the show, and also the rebook process. And then thankfully you'll stop hearing from me and we'll be moving on to Alessandra from DIT, who's joining us today, and she'll be talking about how to get the most out of the show in terms of what DIT are bringing and also the commercial officers as well. Then we'll have Pritika Pal, our colleague at ABHI, who'll be talking about the UK activity programme and how to find the full listing and how you can get involved with that. Then we've got Julia Price, our PR consultant, who'll be talking about opportunities at the show and how to utilise the assets and promote your attendance at the show as well. And then, as I said, at the end, we'll be getting a Q&A. We'll also be hearing from Jonathan Evans, our commercial director, who'll be in charge of ABHI membership and asking you how we can help support you further. And we'll also be hearing from Lottie McMahon, who will be talking about her involvement at the show, but also as an introduction, she'll also be talking about US Accelerator as another element of what ABHI offer to everyone. So strap yourselves in. It's a long list, but we'll make it as entertaining as we possibly can. So firstly, we've got the overall floor plan for the entire event. It is huge, needless to say. We have over 2,830 exhibitors last year, so this year it's even bigger. So as you can imagine, to attend the event, a visitor is physically not able to go and see every single exhibitor at the show and mill through all of the halls. They have to be much more targeted and focused when they attend. And therefore, this is why we invest so heavily in the promotional aspects of you being part of our pavilion and ensuring that you reach all of the attendees at the show so that they can put you on their list of places they want to come and visit and put you on their agenda. We're certainly seeing a difference in the quality and type of visitors since COVID. The ones who are attending the shows now are, as I said, a lot more focused. They have an agenda. There is a purpose for them to attend the show, and they have the remits for going back to their work and reporting back what they've found, if not achieving the purchases that they've set out to do. So again, as I said, reaching out to those people before the event is really, really crucial. And my colleagues will go into that in more detail as well. The entrance to the hall, to the entire show is listed on this graphic here, and you can see the entrance and exit to Hall 2. So we are located in Hall 2. We take up 1,500 square meters, which is pretty much the entire of Hall 2 itself, and we're right in front of the entrance and exit to the hall. And this is where you'll need your badges to enter into any of the halls themselves. We're going to now go through and have a look at the actual type of pavilion that we've got. So this is the floor plan in Hall 2. This is the entirety of the ABHI UK pavilion. So we've got the entrance and exit at the bottom of the screen that you can see here. And then in the middle of the floor plan, in the red box, you can see that that's our joint stand with DIT. That's the ABHI and DIT joint stand. We've got, we are the second largest pavilion at the show. We've got the US, who are the largest. They're just in Hall 1, which is to the left of the screen. And then we take up pretty much the entire of Hall 2, and then you go to Hall 3 on the right-hand side. There are a lot of fantastic assets that we've got to the floor plan this year. It's an absolutely thriving floor plan, which we're delighted about. We've got Harley Street Medical Area bringing their private clinics. We've got Invest Northern Ireland attending. We've got Welsh Government who are bringing their companies with them too. We also have a new member to the floor plan this year, and that's Beacon Medeus, who are a medical gas company, and they are doing a double deck stand themselves. That's in the top left-hand corner there. There are so many different qualities that we're showcasing at this worldwide event, showcasing the UK assets to the health tech industry, and it's something that I'm certainly very proud of being involved in. To give you an idea of exactly what our stand looks like, it is quite a whopper. It's a double deck. You would have seen something similar last year for those of you who attended. Those of you who attended pre-COVID, This is double the size in terms of the floor plan. We now take up 2 blocks and connected it together, and we're double deck as well. You can literally see this stand throughout all of the halls. So from hall 1, hall 3, you can see us stretching right across, and it's a real eye-catching feature. You've got the good UK branding up there. Everyone can see exactly what we're showcasing at the show. And we've got a huge screen at the front which displays the activities that are taking place on the stand itself. It's a huge benefit for all of you exhibitors at the show, because of all the activities that we're doing on the stand, it's drawing a crowd to the area itself. To give you an idea, for those of you who are new to the event itself, our stand is there to host and support you at the show. We run the activity program, so you can see the top left-hand image here. We've got the presentation area. This is obviously where speakers come along, and we've got an absolutely packed program. We literally could not fit any more in. The stand itself is open on all 3 sides, so it's completely open, welcoming and inviting to visitors as they come around our stand. As there's activities going on, people can stand around and they come further in and they're able to get involved. It's a very good layout in respects that it's not confined by space and not limited in that respect. On the right-hand side and the right-hand side of this screen as well, we've got the surgical simulation area. This is where we have clinicians come along and perform the latest technical abilities, showcasing either different equipment or latest skills that they've learned. And we have a lot of press and activities invited to come along who have confirmed that they'll be attending and also conducting interviews, and also some television programs as well coming along to do interviews too. But I'm sure Julia Price will go into that in more detail as the PR consultant for all of this. Then you can see bottom right hand corner, you can see we've got stairs coming up to the top level of the stand. The top level of the stand is where the catering is available. We've got on the left hand side, we've got the informal lounge area that's available for you to use. There's no booking involved. You're able to just go up and take a seat if it's available for you to do so. It's a great opportunity for you to take clients that have come to your stand and you want to just have a sit down and have a proper meeting with them. And then we've also got private meeting rooms downstairs as well as upstairs available. We have sent out emails asking you to pre-book any meeting space requirements that you need. Pre-event, you're able to book an hour a day. And then at the show, if there's any slots still remaining to be booked, then you're more than welcome to book those at the show as well. Up here, you also get teas, coffees, and light refreshments, crisps, biscuits, that sort of thing. And it's all included within your packages and our way to thank you for your participation at the show. Something to mention here as well is refreshments and catering are available outside of the show hall. However, you probably would be looking at a very, very long queue that that you need to join, sometimes up to half an hour, maybe an hour to join it. And I don't think any of us really have that time to spare. So hence why we provide this facility on the stand, because you won't need to be queuing and waiting to that length. And also it has been reported that the quality of some of the services that we have, some of the coffees is far superior. So that's just a little something that makes our lives, all of our lives, a little bit nicer whilst we're at the show. We also have the commercial offices one-to-one meetings taking place upstairs, which I'll let Alessandra go into more detail on. Just note also the upstairs and the downstairs on the stairs. This is really important as people do bump into each other with coffees. So we've got some stewards who will be there to help with that too. To gain access onto the stand, just to ensure that we're not providing catering for the entire event and all of the 100,000 visitors that come to the show, because we can't facilitate that. This is here for our exhibitors and their clients and our commercial offices and their meetings as well. So we ask everyone to wear a lanyard, ABHI lanyard, which then the stewards know that you're obviously permitted to come on there. It's not meant for any other reason other than just trying to keep an eye on numbers in terms of catering and make sure that there's enough for all of the 4 days. But by all means, please invite your clients to come with you and use that space that is there for you to use. So coming on to the orientation of the shelf scheme stands, I felt that this was important to kind of just run through in terms of shelf scheme, because I feel perhaps it's a bit misleading in terms of its term. It's a custom-made stand. This is all bespoke, and it's all built purposely for the show. It's a solid structure. It's not sort of any sort of metal framework that you may have seen at other shows. The quality of the build is exceptional. I've been doing exhibitions for over 10 years, and I've been absolutely wowed by the quality of the build at this particular show. Our stand contractor, VK Dubai, are very good. We've worked with them for a number of years, and it's exceptional service that they provide. And I think last year we had one snagging scenario where we needed a little bit more furniture, and I wasn't even really made aware of it because it was rectified immediately. So please, when you arrive at the show on Sunday, on build-up day, please look out for VK Dubai. It's Audrey and Debbie that you would have been liaising with for your graphics and your requirements for the show. So please say hello to them. They've worked really, really hard on this, and it will look fantastic when you're there. I have no doubts of that at all. Then we've got the pods. Pods are an opportunity here for exhibitors at first time at the show who are looking for maybe a smaller presence at the show, maybe just to have one person available. And it's a great community hub. This particular block has 20 companies showcasing at the show, and it's a thriving area. You would have seen it on the floor plan, top right hand corner of the floor plan, and it's definitely one to go to see the sort of innovations and sort of entrepreneurial aspects to the industry that are happening at the moment. It's a good feature to have at the show for certain. So build up, access. Obviously, we're in Dubai, and the open day for you to come along and check your stand is Sunday. Please come along from 12 o'clock, and we're open till 6 o'clock p.m. It's really important that you come along, even if you've got a pod and you feel that you've only got some flyers to put out. Firstly, come and say hi to us to let us know that you've arrived. It's good for us to know that you haven't had any flight issues, that you are at the show and that you're present and that everything is okay. But secondly, this is your opportunity to check the graphics on your stand are okay, to check that the spelling on your name, on your name board is spelled correctly, for example. Check that you've got the furniture that you ordered, or perhaps a colleague may have lapsed in terms of ordering a particular item that you need, or that you've arrived at the stand and you realise you actually want your display cabinet positioned somewhere differently. These are all really important things to address during the time of build-up, because once the stand contractors have left at 6 p.m, there won't be any opportunity to make any changes to your stand at all. It's not permitted by the show organisers to have contractors on the show the next following day once the show has opened. So just to give you an understanding, with showcase cabinets, they are plugged into, the lights are plugged in, and therefore the plug needs to be positioned in the right place on your stand. So again, all of those sort of things need to be addressed at the show on the Sunday. For build-up, you're going to need your badges. Again, we'll go through that in a moment, but please make sure that you've got your badges available for you to be able to access the whole hall. Excuse me. And also be mindful of the dress code for build-up. Some shows are really very relaxed for build-up clothing. At Arab Health, they are not. I got caught short last year myself. I was more than aware of what I needed to wear, but I'd completely forgotten and had to get some shoes. So there are nails and there are screws on the floor, and there's bits of metal, and there's all sorts of things. We've got a lot of construction that's taking place on on the show floor on the Sunday. So please wear appropriate footwear. That's really important. I'll never forget my director in my past company walking around and sat down and looked at his shoe and had a 3-inch nail sticking out of the sole of his shoe. If he hadn't had a thick-soled shoe, then it would have gone all the way through. So just be mindful when you're walking in, where you're putting your feet, where you're standing. Hopefully, you know, all of the build will be very progressed and it won't be that bad, but it's something to be aware of. You can't have sort of pumps, slip-on shoes. They are looking for appropriate footwear. Trainers would be ideal, really. Also, you have to have a high vis as well. So I don't even think the venue offered for you to buy the vests, high vis vests, because they're in such high demand. I think they sell out very, very quickly. So please bring some along with you. As I said, yep, check your stand as much as you can, and that is build up. We finish at 6 o'clock, and I'm delighted to see you all when we're at the show. I literally cannot wait until I get my foot on that aeroplane and make my way over to the show. It's going to be really, really good, and certainly some of the sun in Dubai is something I'm looking forward to. Even if we're in the hall during the day most of the time, just, you know, it's better than what we're feeling right now in this country, that's for sure. So onto the technical part. Registering your badge. I've put some QR codes on here because there's different platforms, and I just want to take this chance to say next year will be different. Informa are launching a new system next year where it's just the one platform, and apparently it's meant to be very, very intuitive and a lot more simple, without the issues of trying to log into multiple different platforms. But starting firstly, we've got Customer Centre. So as an exhibitor, you have all been registered onto Customer Centre and you all have your profile on Customer Centre. So this is an email that you would have received from Informa. Please check your emails to see if you've received it. If you haven't received it, email myself or Pritika, and we can resend that email to you for you to be able to log into it. There have been some glitches and some issues with some people logging in, so please can you try and do that if you haven't done it already, if you can try and do that now, so that we've got a couple of days to be able to get in touch with Informa and ask them to fix whatever problem is happening. So your Customer Centre looks a little bit different than it does mine, which is why I haven't done too many screenshots of it, but you'll see on your Customer Centre window that on the top menu you'll have badges. So click onto badges. And at the bottom of the page, you'll see a green button that says navigate to GES, visit to manage badges. That's the button you need to click onto. That then takes you to Visit Connect website. This is a website page platform you need to really embrace, because this is where, firstly, you register all of your team. This is where you register your badges. And this is when you scan leads at the show, this is also where it will go. You'll also be able to see all those leads in there. And you can also manage the permissions of each of your staff as well, who can scan, who has permission to see the data and so forth. So on the left-hand side, you can see team. You click on team and it is exceptionally simple. You literally add a team member and it asks for first name, surname and email address. And then what will happen is that an email will be sent to that person asking them to complete their badge. Now, because this is a whole new platform in terms of it's not Customer Centre, this is Visit Connect, you can go directly into Visit Connect without having to go via the Customer Centre platform. You can just go straight in. I've provided a QR code on this slide, but also the URL as well for you to be able to go in there. You will need to register for getting into Visit Connect, which again is why I say, please go through, do your badges, do your badges, and it will send you the confirmation emails to be able to access these areas. Then coming on to when you do register your team, you can see there's a long list there of who we have on our list. But the most important thing here to say is if you click on the edit tool button, the little pen graphics that you can see on the right hand side, that allows you the ability to give permissions to each of the people. So in the screenshot below, you can see you can have admin permission, allow capture leads, allow all show all leads, allow export leads. That's where you give the permission to each of the people who are registered on your stand, and who have access to do what they need to do. So once that has happened and you've received an email asking you to confirm your registration badge, that is when you will receive another email. This is why we are addressing this, because there are a lot of emails that you receive, but you'll receive another email saying, thank you for completing your badge. Please download the Arab Health app. So the Arab Health app is where you scan data, and this is where you also get your badge as well. It's really important whilst you're at the show to have the app, because that, as I said, that's where you scan the badges. Please don't make the mistake that some people made last year, where they used their camera to scan people's QR codes, because that data doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't get saved anywhere. So the most important thing here is that you're using the app to scan people's badges, and then it's all housed within the Visit Connect system for you to be able to access all the way up until the end of the online show, which is in March. So you've got a long time that you can actually still be attaining data and information. So firstly, how to get your badge. You're going to, when you download the app, it will offer you the Arab Health event for you to click on, and it will probably send you another email for you to verify you are who you say you are. So go through that process, and then use the URL option to be able to connect. Then you'll see the Welcome to Arab Health page at the front of the app, and then in green, as circled in the visual here, lead retrieval. If you click on there, you then come through to the next screenshot that you can see, where you see 0 leads and 66 staff. In the bottom right-hand corner, you see 3 little dots and the More button. And then the next page that takes you to is Show My Badge. Hence why I felt the need to go through this today, because there's a few stages for you to be able to see your badge. Once you click on the badge, you then get your QR code that pops up. I would recommend doing a screenshot of that QR code so that you have it in your images on your phone, so that when you're trying to get into the show in the morning, you don't have to try and go through all these different layers to be able to get your badge. Just a little tip that I had from last year. Something that's really unique, I think, for this time, this year at the show, is when you're scanning badges, you do also have the option here that everyone that you scan are asked questions. So this can be like a survey questionnaire. This can really, really help your lead capture system that you're doing. So whilst you're scanning people's badges, you can ask them qualifying questions. Out of 1 to 5, how interested are you in our products or services? Or tell us the person that you were speaking to. Or you've got various different questions that you ask, but it is very important to measure the authenticity of the lead that you've captured, because there are so many attendees at the show. There are so many different leads that you'll be capturing. It's really good to know which ones are hot, which ones are lukewarm, and which ones are just cold, that maybe you don't need to jump on immediately. But if you don't get onto the leads that you've captured within a week of being at the show, people will forget who you are, what conversation you had, and why they were even interested in your product at all. So by asking questions when you're scanning the badge, sometimes you can filter through in terms of who are the hot prospects that I should, perhaps go back to that evening. Or I could send on to a colleague in the office back in the UK and ask them to send a brochure or send more information along to see what, to follow up on that lead and make sure it still retains as being hot. Those are the successes that other exhibitors have, that are seasoned exhibitors to these shows. The quicker that you get back to these leads and contacts, the more success on the ROI that you're going to get from the show itself. So just some sort of tips there to be able to help you get the most out of the show, really. Now, the online platform is the same as the app. However, it works within itself. So when you register your badge, the information that you put on your badge automatically imports to the online system, the online platform, which works basically like Swapcard. It's called Swapcard. It works basically like LinkedIn. You get a company profile, and all of your team on your stand get their own profile too. So once you go into this, again, it will ask you to verify who you are and ask you to set up login details. So again, please try and get all of this done, I would say, by next week before you come to the show. You can see from what I've circled on the screenshots, you can go in and you can edit your details entirely, like LinkedIn. You could add any photos, add in your social media links, you can add in documents and all sorts of information. And again, for your company as well, you just click on the company that you're associated with, and you can upload documents and all sorts of features that you're looking to promote whilst you're at the show. The really good asset here of the online platform is the fact that this is how you can communicate to all of the pre-registered attendees at the show. So all those, the 100,000 attendees that are now registering for the show, that are visitors and exhibitors, you now have the ability to go in and network with all of them and pre-arrange meetings with them before attending at the show. It's a really, really great asset. Some other events, for you to even be able to add a photo or your logo, you have to pay another 50 to 100 pounds. They make things quite clunky and really, really hard. Once you get into this, it's a huge tool for you to be able to network with everybody. And as I said, this will remain open until March, 2nd of March, so that you can continue to network with those people and you can continue to have access to that data as well. So we have launched the UK Healthcare Pavilion magazine. This is quite important to mention. We've partnered with Clinical Services Journal. I'm sure that you've heard from Pritika Pal. She's probably been chasing you for information to be listed in this magazine. We've partnered with Clinical Services Journal to basically deliver this magazine, which is promoted to ABHI members. It's being promoted to in-country embassies and consulates, to trading advisors, commercial officers, who'll be at the show itself, so that they understand exactly what is going to be featured at the show, but also they can see an A to Z listing of all of the companies as well on the UK Pavilion, and they can contact you and get in touch and let you know of any requirements in their market that they're looking for as well. So that's being digitally promoted out before the event. And also Arab Health Informa have absolutely loved this idea from us and are backing us really, really heavily on this. So we've actually got a dedicated HTML email that's gone out to all pre-registered attendees, offering them to download the magazine and have a look at what the UK are bringing to Arab Health. But this is also a very unique service product opportunity that we've enabled, because not only is it an A to Z of the companies that are coming to the show, it's also got the floor plan within it, but most importantly, it's also completely showcasing the whole of the UK, meaning that we've got features and interviews from Northern Ireland, from Scotland, from Wales. We've also got the HSN, we've got Harley Street talking about the clinics. We've also got interviews from NICE, and we've also got interview from Informa themselves, talking about what the Middle Eastern market has to offer and how the event itself benefits the industry. And we've also got features from DIT too in there. So it's levelling up the whole of the UK as one singular market and showing that for international investment and promote it out to all of those at the show, really giving that opportunity. And on there, you have your QR code for your profile. And that takes you through to the UK Healthcare Pavilion website, where people can then view absolutely everything about you. So within our website, as part of your package, you get your profile included, and you can have as many documents as you want on there and your full listing. So it's really important. Please go onto the website. You've got login details to be able to go in there, and you can fully edit all of that information, because people are going through that at the moment, and people are making inquiries and booking meetings via the website itself. So please make sure that the information that you've got on your profile is as up to date as possible. So finally, this is my last bit, and then I'm handing over. But I just wanted to explain Rebook at the show. This show is really, really popular show, and we are very, very lucky that, again, we've got a great relationship with Informa, and we've got the floor plan already confirmed for next year, and therefore you have the opportunity to be able to book off floor plan. You're able to choose the stands that you want to have. So the rebooking process at the show is, once we're at the show, you're able to rebook your stand, your exact location, that's available for you to have again. However, we need to have your booking contract in before the end of the show. The booking contracts will be available on our registration desk. Please come through, pick those up and complete them, and you can have the same stand again next year. If we don't receive a signed contract, then we take that as your indication that you want to release your stand, that you're happy for someone else to take it. So please be aware, if you don't sign it, then you are allowing someone else to take it. So what I would recommend here is, if you rebook your stand, you know you've got a position on the floor plan at next year's show. However, what you can also do is put yourself down as a first option for another stand location. So by the end of the show, and a couple of weeks for us to be able to process the administration of it, we can let you know that if you wanted to change your location, that in actual fact, the stand you asked for has been released and you can move over to that stand. If you want to go for a gamble, not rebook your current location and then just see what's available, move around, you can, but of course we can't guarantee that you're going to get exactly what you want. And certainly if you're looking for a corner stand as well, they are literally the first stand that will go immediately. I can tell you, last year all of the corner stands were rebooked whilst being at the show. So just to show you the popularity of it. Next year, there will be a slight change. Informa have introduced the online package. This is the online platform that I've just been discussing. This will become much more mandatory for you to get involved in. They will be facilitating it in a certain way that means you have to be involved in it next year. And it is part of your package next year, and it will be priced according to the size of your stand. So we've got a change next year in that respect. And I'll be coming along to all of the stands, to all of you, whilst we're at the show, and I'll be talking about it in more detail, and I can explain exactly what that means. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more sort of insight and what to expect whilst we're at the show. And if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. But also, as I said, I'll be milling around quite a lot at the show. I'll be running around. So please call me or my colleagues and we can answer any questions you might possibly have. So that's it from me. I hope that was useful for you and I didn't rush through it too quickly or confuse any matters. But I just want to now hand over to Alessandra from DIT, and she'll be talking about what DIT are bringing to the show and how you can benefit from all of that. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you, Lottie, for sharing the screen. So very quickly, because unfortunately I need to drop to another call in a few minutes, but if we could go to the next slide. I just wanted to show to you the offer from the Department for International Trade and how we are partnering with ABHI for Arab Health and how we are delivering a number of activities that you can be part of, and join in and benefit from. So we are partnering with ABHI on the UK Pavilion stand that you have seen. There is a picture here on the left. We will also have another stand in Hall 6, which will be much smaller and will be dedicated to government and ministerial engagement. And we have also facilitated 2 UK speakers on the main Arab Health Conference. We will have Lord Kekar speaking on surgery and Professor Dame Lynn Chitty from Great Ormond Street Hospital speaking on gynecology. We will also bring an NHS mission. So we will bring a delegation of 12 NHS organizations to the exhibition, and we will organize a little program for them. The NHS organizations will be coming to the UK Pavilion stand and also to the stand in Hall 6, so we'll be able to interact with them. We have organized a program of seminars which will take place at the World Trade Club, which is a hotel very close to the venue at a walking distance. And the main themes of these seminars are cancer services, net zero, so sustainable healthcare. And then there will be 2 seminars specifically for UK companies. One will be about Saudi Arabia and the other one about Latin America. So we'll go in details in the next slide on this. And finally, the main thing that DIT is offering to UK companies is one-to-one meetings with our commercial officers. These are DIT employees that are based at UK embassies around the world, and they have expertise about the markets where they are based. We have more than 20 commercial officers coming from different parts of the world. Of course, the highest demand is for Middle East countries, but we have commercial officers coming from Italy, from the Philippines, from Latin America, covering all of Latin America. So I would encourage you to book meetings with all of them through Swapcard. If we could go to the next slide, I will go into details a little bit about the program. Thank you. So on the left, you can see the list of seminars that we have. So the first 4 will all take place at the World Trade Club in the Sheikh Rashid Tower. So this is this hotel that is a walking distance from the main exhibition. The first seminar is about innovation in cancer services, putting the patient first. And we have a panel of UK and UAE speakers. We will have refreshments after the seminar, and this is really a great opportunity to network with UK and UAE, but also Middle East speakers and stakeholders who have an interest in cancer. So I would really encourage you, if you are in this area, to come along to the seminar and to network with the speakers and with the attendees afterwards. We'll also have a seminar about net zero, how the UK is making an impact on sustainable healthcare. Similar setup with UAE, Middle East, and UK speakers with a possibility to network afterwards. And then there will be 2 seminars, as mentioned before, just for UK companies about Saudi Arabia. So to understand better the opportunities in Saudi Arabia, especially for digital health companies. And then there will be one about Latin America, which has been identified by DIT as a region with a lot of potential for UK companies that has not been discovered or targeted a lot recently, but it has a lot of potential. So we are offering a briefing on that. And finally, we are offering a breakfast session at the Voco Hotel. And this will be for UAE and UK companies, and it will be a business breakfast and networking breakfast before the exhibition opens. So between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. At the Voco Hotel. So how to register for all these things? There is the UK Pavilion website, which is an amazing website that lists all the activities that both ABHI and DIT have organized. You have the QR code there. And if you scroll down the page, you have 4 buttons. If you click on UK Activity Program, you have the full program of all the activities happening at the stand and at the different hotels. So you can see the brief of each event and then click register as the picture is showing. For each event, you will need to register. The registration button will bring you to another page, and you'll be able to register for each event and have a confirmation email of your registration. Thank you. If we could go to the next slide. Perfect. So this is about how to register meetings with the commercial officers. So again, if you go to the UK Pavilion website and you have the QR code here, you will need to click on one-to-one meetings, and you have a full list of all the profiles of the commercial officers attending. There are more commercial officers that are joining this week. So I would encourage you to go to the website now, but also next week to make sure that you see all of them, because we are updating the profiles. And as you can see on the picture on the right, you'll be able to see the name and the profile of each commercial officer, and you'll be able to book a meeting with them. So if you click on book a meeting, you will be led to a link to Swapcard. You will be asked to create a profile in Swapcard, which is the same app that Informa uses, but this is specifically for DIT to book meetings with commercial officers. So I would encourage you to create a profile in Swapcard, and then it will be very easy to swap from the DIT Swapcard to the Informa Swapcard, and we can send you instructions about how to swap from one Swapcard to the other Swapcard. And Swapcard is very easy to navigate. You'll be able to see the slots the commercial officers are available and to manage your own agenda. All the meetings with the commercial officers will take place upstairs in the UK Pavilion stand. So if you go upstairs on the stand, as Michelle was sharing before, you'll go on the right and you have different tables while the different commercial officers will be waiting for you for those meetings. And this is everything from me. Thank you very much for your attention. Unfortunately, I need to log off to another call now, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to respond to them via email afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alessandra. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye. So thanks for that. I think we've all heard what DIT are bringing to the show this year. It is a packed agenda, and there are lots and lots of opportunities for everyone to make best use of their time at the show. I think we're all trying to actually manage what we're trying to achieve there because there is so much available for us. But I'm going to hand over now to Pritika. Pritika joined ABHI in August and has been a great asset to the team and has been working very hard delivering the programme. And I'm sure you've probably all heard from her chasing on certain items, but I'm going to hand over to you now, Pritika. Thanks.
Hi everyone, really looking forward to seeing you all in person in about a week's time in Dubai. Just following on from Michelle and Alexander's presentations on the UK activity programme, which you can find on the UK Healthcare Pavilion website prior to the show. As you can see here, it's a very packed programme throughout the week, and we have very interesting sessions taking place. We start off at 10 a.m. on Monday with a simulation from Evelina London Children's Hospital, which is part of Guy's St Thomas's, on fatal cardiac MRI 3D prenatal diagnosis, followed by at 11 a.m. by a presentation by GlucoRx on biosensor non-invasive blood glucose monitoring using RF and multi-sensors and fetus. Moving on to Tuesday at 10 a.m. we have a presentation by Lord Kaka and followed by another simulation by Royal Brompton Harefield Hospitals. All of the sessions can be found on the UK Healthcare Pavilion. You don't need to register for these sessions as they're open to all the visitors that are attending the show, unless you would like to attend a Fringe Meet event that's taking place offsite. Anyone who has a presentation, just a couple of pointers to go through. If you should have received a presentation link from me. If you can please upload your presentation onto that link. This is accessible by the AV team. It's a Dropbox folder, so we can ensure that your presentation is ready for when your session takes place. If after you've uploaded this that presentation, you've sent it through to us and you need to update it, you can re-upload it onto that folder. Just let us know that you have re-uploaded it, or you can bring it on a USB stick. If you do bring it on a USB stick, please ensure it's an MP4 format and it's been passed on to the AV team the day before your session. If you introduce yourselves to me the day before your session, we can go through all the things that you need to know whether you're presenting or whether you're doing a simulation. And then on the day, if you're there an hour before your session, we can get you all mic'd up and ready to go. I will follow up with all these details after this call, but I think that's it from me.
Perfect. Thank you, Pritika. I think it's really important to say, as Pritika said, if you please come, if you've got a presentation booked, please come to the stand the day before. Just check the AV team have got everything that they need, and that they know the setup that you require as well, and that you're happy with everything. It's no harm to check out some of the other presentations as well and see how they're running. It might give you a bit of a tip on how you want your session to run itself. But these are all available for absolutely everyone to come along and have a look at. So please have a look at that programme and see what's available. Again, it is just a unique opportunity here, one platform that's showing all of the activities, even if they're happening on site or off site. So it's, you know, it's very important that everyone's aware that you've got that place to go and see what's going on. So I'm going to hand over to Julia Price now. Julia is our PR consultant across all of our events, in actual fact, and a great asset to everything that we do. You would have heard from Julia with assets in terms of ways to promote your attendance at the show, and also probably seen all of the promotional aspects she's been doing for the whole of the pavilion too. So over to you, Julia.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, so hopefully everybody knows who I am, or something's gone wrong, or I've had emails from me. If you haven't, you know, my details are there, get in touch. I'm also, I'll be at the show every day as well, so I'm really excited. So first of all, promotional assets. So we created some assets which were to really just help your comms team to promote your attendance. So there's infographics about speaking at the event, about exhibiting at the event. There's a little video that's been created, which, you know, it's quite dynamic, so you can put that onto social media. There's also a website story which was already pre-written. You just have to put your company name and make it a little bit bespoke to you, just adding a line about what you do, but everything else were there. And there was also some social media posts, which again, it was really to start you off, so you've not got a blank screen. You can just, you know, add in your own little bit just to make it bespoke to you. So I've sent those out a few times, so I apologise that I've sent it out a few times, but really just to say, you know, use those. If you need any support, if you need any help, please just get in touch. But they're just a good base, so you know you're not starting from. And I've seen lots of people using them, so thank you so much. If you tag us in the ABHI, then both the ABHI social team will retweet them and share them, but also the UK Pavilion. And I'm sure you've seen lots of activity. They've been eagerly doing that every day. But please tag us in, and then we're alerted to it. So that's the first thing, promotional assets. If you need anything bespoke, just get in touch and we can see what we can do to help. But I think hopefully those assets will be useful. The next thing we've been doing is sending out press releases. So I've been on a Dubai time for the last couple of weeks, getting up early and sending out press releases each day about different companies who are launching things, who are promoting something new at the show. So there's been lots of coverage going out, both here in the UK and in the Middle East. So thank you for everyone who's got in touch to tell me what they were launching, and hopefully you found it useful. I will keep sending you coverage, so if you get that coverage, just share it and you know, tag us in, and then obviously we can keep that momentum going. In terms of social media, we are writing some live tweets based on, so if people have sent me stuff already, you'll be automatically included. If you haven't, just drop me an email to say, tell me what you're launching, or it could just be something about your stand, what you're doing at the show, and we'll write as many of those in advance, but we'll be posting them live during the show. So each day it will be the platform, the ABHI platform will be a big voice of what's going out, who's doing what's happening, stand number, photograph. But then on top of that, we'll also be at the show, so we can write as many, you know, while we're there as well. So don't worry if you don't get in touch. I'll be there walking around, writing as many as I can, taking photographs of you and your team and whatnot. So we want to get everybody, you know, sort of promoting on social media. There will be a few of us. There'll be myself. I've got a gentleman called Louis who will be helping me throughout the week, and then we've also got Jonathan from the ABHI. So there'll be lots of comms people there to help, and we can do things like take photographs of your stand. If you've got a distributor meeting, for example, let me know and I can come over and capture it. So those sort of things will be really good for your own social media platforms, website. Your comms team might be grateful of them. So again, just let me know. I'll be there every day, and I'm there, you know, at your assistance. So just let me know what I can do to help. I've also bought a vlogging kit. I think that's how you say it. So I've got a camera, tripod, and light and ring light and everything. So we'll be doing lots of on-stand interviews, and again, you can use those to promote yourself on social media. We can use them on our channels. So if you're up for it, I'll try to make it not too early, but yeah, I'll be doing those throughout the day, and we'll be promoting that content. So just let me know if you've got somebody sort of high in your company who might be there for a certain day who might like to do it, and I can book you into that calendar. We've been working with the media, as Michelle said, so there's a few interviews lined up. We've got Arab Health TV coming on the first day. They're doing an interview on the UK Pavilion to promote us. We've got media around the surgical sims, the UK activity, that's all happening. So hopefully there'll be a flurry of journalists. It's a really active press room. There's lots of journalists there, and they tend to come and spend a lot of time around the UK. So there's a few UK journalists like Clinical Service Journal, Medtech Innovation. They're also coming out to the show, and they're just spending all day just walking around the UK Pavilion, talking to people, finding news angles. I know them really well, so I can introduce you, and hopefully we can get some, you know, post coverage as well. Just on that, if anybody has any successes, if you sign any contracts or just anything that might make a great news story, I'll be looking for stories while I'm there, but also stories post show. So please get in touch, and we can you know, we can do some successes, which I'm sure there'll be lots. So it's shaping up to be a good year. And I think that's it really. Like I say, I'll be there. I can send stuff back to your own comms team, so if they're not at the show, to help with that. Write social media, pit posts. You'll see me very floating around. I'll try and come and say hello to everyone on day one. But yeah, just let me know what we can do to help. And if you've got anything, if you know you're going to be signing something, or you know you've got a new distributor coming to visit you, you know, just let me know. I will also give everyone my phone number, so you know you can WhatsApp me to get me there quick, and I can come running over with my cameras. So I'm sure I'll probably be the most avoided person as the week goes on. But anyway, yeah, lovely to meet everyone, and thank you for all your support over the last few months. It's been really great to work with everybody.
Thank you, Julia. I think it's really important that everyone is aware of all of the opportunities that are available. I think it's really unique what we offer all of you in terms of these opportunities to market. Certainly smaller companies struggle in terms of not having so many personnel available to have a dedicated marketing person, or sometimes it does feel like a dark art. And when we've got someone as experienced as you who can help and facilitate all of those opportunities, you know, that's a real asset to be able to embrace. And it's, you know, there isn't a charge. I think that's really important. But Julia does do further things as well. So if you'd like to have a consultation with Julia in terms of other things that she could do for your company that's maybe outside of Arab Health, you know, those opportunities are there too as well. And Julia sort of touched on it as well in terms that Jonathan's about to come on now. However, I just want to say also that this year we've actually got quite a few Arab Health members team with us. There's going to be an abundance of us. Thankfully, we're not walking around with sort of uniform or bright red coats or anything like that. But it will be quite obvious that there's a few of us here. So at the show, we've got myself, we've got Lottie McMahon, we've got Julia, we've got Jonathan, we've got Pritika, we've also got Paul Benton, but we've also got Peter Ellingworth, our CEO, who will be at the show too. So we've got quite a lot of us at the show. So you'll see us walking around. Please reach out to us, ask us any questions. We all work really, really closely together, so we'll be able to answer any questions that you have, or be able to flag it to a member of the team that need to come over to your stand and help you as much as you want. So just to point that out as well. But I'm just going to hand over to Jonathan, looks like we're running a bit early on our schedule, which might not be a bad thing for all of us. We've got a lot to do before the show, but I'm just going to hand over to Jonathan now, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. Well, that's a very, very professional looking photo. I don't recognise him. So yeah, Jonathan Evans. I look after ABHI's communications as well as our events activity in the UK. I guess it's one of those job titles that does what it says in the tin. So I look after our social media, our website, our partnering activities, and our general communications to our members, but also to our wider group of companies that we support through activities like our international work. Yeah, just to reiterate, really looking forward to seeing you all at the show. Between the group of us, we'll be stopping by all of the stands to say hello. As Julia mentioned, really, we've got lots of activity pre-planned in terms of social media and posts and things like that, but we'll be doing a lot of live activity from what it's like on the ground whilst we're there. Talking heads, quotes, photos, that kind of stuff. So, you know, do let us know as well if you've got any news you'd like us to help share and promote. We'd be very happy to do that. We'll also stitch together some of the footage and imagery to make a bit of a promo video for next year's event as well. I'll be working with Julia as well, liaising with journalists whilst we're out there. So again, if you've got any other stories that you think are worthwhile shouting about, do let us know, because there might be avenues in which we can help to promote and amplify what's going on. And again, all our activity really is to help drive footfall to the stand and to your activities as well. So the more things we have to shout about, then the more impacts we can have. And as well, I cover ABHI's work more broadly. So if you have any other questions that are not necessarily related to international work, maybe related to some of our UK activities, be it regulation, NHS and things like that, whilst I may not be I'd be able to give you a solution to some of the challenges you may be facing, I could probably give you an update on some of our activities more broadly as an association. So yeah, please do grab me if you want a discussion about ABHI's work in general. So that's all I wanted to say, really, Michelle, was just to show my face, say hello, and just to say, yeah, really looking forward to seeing everyone out there. I think the fact that we're taking quite a large cohort from ABHI speaks to the fact that this show is pretty much back to pre-COVID levels already, isn't it? We've got a pretty sizable group going with us, so I think that support is very much needed, and just really happy to be joining everyone. So yeah, looking forward to it in just over a week's time.
Wonderful, thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've got, as part of our ABHI UK pavilion, we're looking at about 150 companies joining us this year. That's a fantastic attendance from the UK, and definitely a reason for all the international visitors to be coming over to see us. I'm now going to hand over to Lottie McMahon. You probably have seen Lottie at our other shows, but it'd be a great opportunity for Lottie to say hi and explain what she's doing at the show this year. So thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Michelle. And yeah, great to see so many people on the line today. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in person in a week or so's time at Arab Health. So for those of you I haven't met before, my name's Lottie McMahon. I'm an international manager at ABHI. I've been with ABHI about 4 years now, but I primarily work on our US Accelerator program, which is why I might have not met some of you until now. But because I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in a week or so at Arab Health, and I'll be there ready to support you all during the show, answer any questions that you might have, just be around there to help out. Like I said, my main role normally is with our US Accelerator program, though. That's the programme that ABHI created about 6 years ago to support UK SMEs entering the US market. We support them to de-risk their market entry and catalyse growth, working with companies all the way from fairly early stage pre-regulatory approval all the way up to fairly more established companies with pre-existing sales that use it as a bit more of a catalyst for that growth period. So throughout the show, if anyone is interested in the US market, even just thinking of it in the future, or you're currently in the market at the moment and looking to grow, feel free to grab me during the show and have a chat. I'm happy to organise any conversations beforehand as well, see if there's any way that we can support you in other markets as well, including the US. So like I say, I'll be there really to support you at Arab Health as exhibitors with the show. But if anyone does have any questions about the US or wants to talk to us a little bit more around that, I'm also more than happy to have those conversations. But I think that's really all from me, and yeah, just really looking forward to seeing everyone in person and getting out there.
Thanks, Lottie. So Lottie's going to be supporting all of us throughout the 4 days. She'll be supporting Pritika on our main stand with the presentations and the simulations. So you'll see Lottie helping through that. And Lottie will also be helping support me as well in terms of rebook as well. So if you've got any questions in terms of rebooking for the show as well, Lottie will be able to help you with those questions too. So I just want to thank everyone. I see there's been some questions in the chat and some bits in terms that we will follow up with. In terms of those who are saying that they would like the email resent to them, we'll do that after this call now. We'll resend customer centre emails to you. If you've got more sort of specific support requirements, please email me and Pritika will get those sorted for you too. So as I said, now that this is done, it's now 10:30. I think we've kind of whistled through it, actually, a lot of content very, very quickly. But please go onto our website, download this webinar again, fast forward through the bits you don't need, and perhaps share this with your colleagues who also need to be updated on some of the elements that are happening at the show. But as my colleagues have all said, really looking forward to seeing you all in Dubai and getting some nicer weather very, very shortly. And thank you very much for your time today. I know that we're all really, really busy, but really appreciate you taking the time out to find out more information of what we need to do at the show. So thank you very much, and I will see you all soon.